Hey everyone, welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution. This is part 2 of our Rebuilding the Five Deaths mini-series, if you want to call it that. And today we're on Isla Muerta, island number 2. Alright, so we're just going to follow the formula from last time and give a little tour. This island's got a lot more space, and there's not as many dinosaurs unlocked, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. The main feature for this island, in my opinion, is how to utilize this space that you start off with, because it's a very high incline. You have the option to do what the game gives you and build a path that just leads down to the flat area. But I wanted to do something a little more creative. This is reminiscent of the waterfall speed build that I did, where there's an elevation change between two habitats. And we'll get to that in just a bit, but first I want to just start here. I've made this very small little area with two separate monorails, one heading over to this area, which has the island's carnivores. We'll go there later. And another monorail that heads to the rest of the island. As you can see, we have a big empty space here, and that's just because I filled out all the dinosaurs and had that much room left over. So maybe this will be the future site of the aviary on my 5 deaths. We will see. I also have the color or time of day set to the regular daytime just to help see the dinosaurs a bit better. Alright, so as you can see, our first stop is set down here. We got 2 hotels and another Jurassic tour ride. It quickly heads into the Chungkingosaurus habitat, which is the featured stegosaur for the island. Iguanodon is unlocked on Matanceros, and then we get Chungkingosaurus right after. A lot of them are hiding out in the trees, actually, but like I said in the last video, I wanted to highlight the species that are unlocked on the island and focus mainly on those. Oh, well, that car's... Let's hope they signed their security waivers. But anyway, we're focusing on the dinosaurs that come with the game on each island, as well as the Fallen Kingdom and the Deluxe Edition dinosaurs, with a few exceptions. Thankfully, Matanceros has sand, which I've made sure to get my fair use out of. The next enclosure has our only ceratopsid on the island, which is Styracosaurus, and this one has quite the elevation change, as you can see. I did fiddle with the elevation that the game default gives you a little bit, but I did try to keep what... I have to wait when they talk because they're so loud. I did keep the overall aesthetic to it. So anyway, as you can see, I've put the feeder down here to encourage them to move up and down the hill, and the water source is up here. Here we've got the alpha of the group, which I've given the coastal pattern, and the rest of them are jungle patterns, which Styracosaurus actually has some of my favorite aesthetics in the game. Next door, I believe we have Euoplocephalus and Ankylosaurus. I know that Euoplocephalus is not a starting dinosaur, but I thought it would just go very well with Ankylosaurus, and I've repeated this formula where I've got... Well, actually, I have 2 feeders. I could probably get rid of this one if I wanted, but Ankylosaurus is a little bit slower. So maybe I just put 2 feeders there to prevent them from starving or something. Let's see here. Rainforest. This guy is a little more blue looking, but he's in the shade, so we can't see him very well. I believe I've got my challenge mode Rainforest Euoplocephalus down here, one of my personal favorites. And you can also get a view, technically, although you can't really see it from the actual view, but the game considers this to be viewable from the hotel. So we're keeping our visibility high. So anyway, the tour does a little circle in and out of there, and then heads back into the Styracosaurus enclosure. And to me, this is one of the coolest parts of this island that I never even thought of. There's several places where, let's just simulate we're driving in this car because seeing through the window is very blurry, and look at this view that you get. This is pretty special. And that this happens several times on this ride as well as on the other end of the island. And I just thought this was really cool. I didn't even plan on that being the feature, but there you go. It looks like you're about to fall off the island as you're going down this hill. So that was a very nice surprise to me. Let's just continue on in camera mode along the pathway here at our own pace. As you can see, I put a feeder near the edge to encourage some really beautiful sightings like we have right now, where there's the dinosaurs on the edge of the cliff, and then there's this pretty steep ravine. What's interesting is the dinosaurs don't head down here very much. I'm sure that's just because there's no food or water, rather than, as you can, yeah, this guy, like, there's nothing preventing them. They just don't tend to go over there very much. Alright, and then we'll head into the last exhibit, which features Iguanodon and Corythosaurus. Iguanodon is one of the dinosaurs not from the start of the game. This is a Cretaceous dinosaur pack dinosaur, but I had to include Iguanodon. It is unlocked on this island though, so at least I've stuck to that rule, I guess. Thankfully we've caught this one eating. It's one of the best animations in the game. And as we can see over here, we've got more of them, as well as some Corythosaurus. Corythosaurus, I think, has experienced one of the best cosmetic tune-ups. The patterns look much better than they did at launch, especially for this one, the Jungle Corythosaurus. Alright, so that basically wraps up this area of the park. I hope you all liked the scenic cliffside view over there. Let's head over this way real quick. I had planned on using this area, but like I said, I finished up all the dinosaurs that I wanted on the island. I believe we're not quite at a 5-star rating, mainly due to, I think that my food and shopping rating is off just a little bit, so I would just need to build another building to fix that. And down here, as you can see, we have our hatchery zone, we have our ACU center ready to go. This is a potential problem, which is kind of interesting. The helicopter is all the way over here, while the carnivores are on the other side of the island, kind of inviting trouble, but I've taken some measures to make sure that a carnivore breakout does not happen. The remainder of our facilities are here. I flattened out this area, and we also have... one second. Where is our ranger team? Is it hidden in the back? Yeah, that's right. I forgot. The ranger team is hidden in the back over here, and so it's centrally located in the island. Anyway, as you can... no, thank you. I have a advanced storm defense station protecting this substation. So basically, the electrical fences have a very, very minimal chance of going out. Which is good because we have some fairly potentially dangerous carnivores over here. And the tour starts with, and this is a gyrosphere, by the way, whenever there's carnivores or moderately dangerous dinosaurs involved, I like to use the gyrosphere instead of the tour. We start with Baryonyx. We just have one of them in here. He has a very sandy, swampy enclosure. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of any of the Baryonyx skins, so I just stuck with the default, which is pretty good. Next, we head into the corner of the island, which has a group of Dilophosaurus. We're going to switch back to camera mode to get a better angle on them. They have a very forested enclosure, which is fitting. It was nice to finally give these guys their own exhibit and not force them in with Ceratosaurus or Allosaurus, which I do all the time in challenge mode. They even have a nice little, like, sunken, swampy area. And as you can see, we have the jungle skin on display, which is the Jurassic difficulty challenge mode reward for this island. And as you can see too, our gyrosphere heads up this little mountain where they have a feeding dispenser. There might be a live bait feeder somewhere, but I think that might actually be the only one. And now we gotta get one quick view of the land. Okay, yeah, there's another feeder over here. Once again, you get a slightly more obstructed view of the coastline, but like I said, we have to take security measures here for these dinosaurs, because we are still in story mode, stuff can happen. And now we head into the Velociraptor paddock. I've kept this corner with just the high security steel so that you can still see the coastline, but I believe as you get closer, yeah, once you hit the barrier, it turns back to concrete. So I'm curious what you all think of that. I think it's a nice blend of security, but also being able to see the coastline and everything. Let's find our raptors. Where are they? I think I have 4, because if I have more than that, the chances of them actually breaking down the fences go up. Let's see here. You look like the arid. No, this is the steppe pattern. This is the Isla Sorna reward for Jurassic difficulty completion. I'm very much looking forward to the original Jurassic Park skins being added, by the way. There's a couple of skins for the raptors that have grown on me, but I think I'd prefer the original JPOG, or sorry, not JPOG, the original Jurassic Park skins over all of them. Let's see, that's only 2 of them. I know I have more. I want to see if we can find them naturally. Okay, here they are. I think this is the alpha. This is the closest one to the female raptor in JP3, the white. I think it's either tundra or alpine. And they're chasing the gyrosphere around. Let's catch up with them. Okay, you know what, we're just gonna... We'll go in slow motion so we can actually see them. So yeah, we got all steppe patterns with the alpha being the, I believe this is alpine raptor. And as you can see, we head back into the Baryonyx exhibit, where she is waiting for us right on the other side of the fence. And then we go up this hill, and that's the tour. So that is actually all of the Isla Muerta dinosaurs. that you get from the story mode and the initial like releases, the Fallen Kingdom and the Deluxe Edition. There is no large carnivore on this island, and unless you count baryonyx. I kind of count baryonyx as a medium carnivore. If I was going to put a large carnivore on here, I think Acrocanthosaurus would be a very fitting dinosaur for this island, or Carcharodontosaurus. All the other islands from this point out will have a featured large carnivore from the base game, but this one didn't give you one. And like I said, I put the Indominus Rex on Matanceros because of room constraints, but we actually have several large carnivores on Isla Pena when we get there, so that's gonna wrap up Isla Muerta for now. Maybe this will be where we come back and put a aviary at some point, but thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.